trying to change my thoughts. Been asking God for a route, I wanna make it out. I hope he hear me when I talk.
Alright, we back. This is episode 7 of the Hustlers and Ambition podcast. It's your boy, K Doug, Dealing with Douglas on Instagram. Give your boy a follow. I'm with my brother,
JP, richforeverjp on Instagram.
And of course, you know, we here to give our weekly update and stay consistent with what we're doing. And so now this week's episode, of course, is just us two. But we want to talk about, we're just going to do a February recap. You know, we moving into the month of March. We're 2 months into 2020. So let's just, like I say, sit back and talk about whether, you know, how the last month of February was. How did you progress from your first month of January goes, and how's 2020 goes still performing for you or going for you?
You asked me a question. I thought you was just talking.
Damn.
But nah, yeah, ever since January, I have been becoming more consistent with my goals, you know, seeing progress. There was a few goals I wasn't able to hit, but you know, that comes with it, and it happens sometimes. You just gotta readjust, you know, and adapt to the circumstances. But now we sitting here in March, February. February tested my mind a lot, you know. When you're doing something so much, you start to self-doubt things, you overthink it sometimes. So, you know, that's more so what February was doing to me. And now in March, gotta fix, you know, what I did in February and January. So I gotta, you know, work more on my mind, you know, trust myself, trust in what I'm doing. And, you know, just keep going from there, progress. It's a new month. You know, I got new goals this month. You know, the route's still the same. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta maintain. You know, it's a journey. But yeah, man, that's how it's been going for me.
For sure. We're gonna get into the goals later. But for me, February I made a whole lot of progress. I feel, as far as, like I said, from January was consistency, and so February, of course, I ended up closing another deal in the business. So I was hype about that, which led me to be, like I said, and I've been praying more and doing those type of things on my same routine like I've been planning. And so now I'm able to start, like I said, being able to be around people who are, you know, within the same business and who are like-minded, and that stuff has been motivating me even more to keep going hard. You know, I ended February with the opportunity to go to my first real estate convention, and that, you know, really turned me up, cause you know, just being in the room, like I say, these dudes out here really getting bread off this shit, bro, and it's knowing that, you know, I'm really right there with them, because I'm knowledgeable, just sitting there talking with them, there's nothing I'm in the room, I'm in the room comfortably with these people. And so it's just being able to do that is just, I could see the progression. And it's bro, just being, like I said, bro, it's millionaires in here talking to you, giving you game, and you just talking, shaking hands with them, you know, talking regular conversations, you know, just being able to soak all that up, be a sponge, asking questions, and like I said, that mother just turned me up. Bro, it's 17, bro, making 90 bands a month.
That's crazy.
Flipping houses.
17. How long he was doing it?
Since he was I think he said he started when he was 15.
Okay, so yeah,
but I think his daddy into it, but he started his own wholesale business because of his daddy knowledge, and I'm like, that's live. But
man, that's a different feeling when you actually get around people that's doing what you want to do, what you aspire to do, man. It just give you more confidence and to go harder, because you actually see. You see it with your eyes now, you know what I'm saying? So now you know it's achievable. You know what I'm saying? So it's just another feeling. No, I know how you feel, man. that shit put you in another headspace, bro. Like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I gotta go hard, bro.
Exactly why.
I gotta go way harder.
How it is. And even though you still going way harder than, you know, you think, but it's like you still going harder than a lot of people, but it's like to get to that level, you know, you gotta turn it up a notch. You know what I'm saying?
So you can never be complacent with where you with the little success that you get right now.
Right. Because it's like, it's crazy, and we talk about, you know, how it's two types of people in the world, you know, people who really trying to like really get it, and people who talk about getting it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm in the room, like I say, it was a bunch of people in there. I'm sitting next to the dudes who, you know, doing 3, 4, 5 deals a month, you know, making $1 million of revenue. And then it's another dude, like first dude that I talked to in the thing, like he talking, you know, how many deals you done? How many deals you done? I said, I did a few deals so far in my business, you know. And then he was just like, oh, okay. How long you been doing it? I told him, like, you know, a couple months. And then, long story short, he told me he hadn't done any deals yet, but he had been, you know, had analysis paralysis for the last 2 years or a year, however long. Nigga drove 18 hours from Arizona to be at that home. And so I'm like, dang, okay. So, you know, I'm just telling him, like, okay, well, just stick to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna work out for you. You know, don't give up. The deal gonna come. Some people come earlier, some people come later, but just stick to it. And then he was like, okay, I got you, bro, I got you. And so I'm in the thing, you know, I'm taking notes. I got pages and pages of notes. And he comes sit next to me. He no pen and paper, no pad, no nothing, just sitting there listening. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, how you supposed to be telling yourself you taking this serious? You're not even taking notes on what it is they talking about.
You're not gonna
and then you wondering why
you ain't progressing.
You ain't getting no deals, bro, because you can't implement if you're not really trying to study it, bro.
No takers of money, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm like, that's opened my eyes so much, because I'm like, everybody in here who already doing deals still taking notes. Like, they still.
You're always a student.
Yeah, they still taking notes. And I'm like, bro, you in here haven't got a deal yet, and you don't got no pen and paper, no nothing. You just taking pictures and recording it. Like,
some people just want a handout and just expect it to fall in their lap.
Like, come on, man. But like I said, it's just like you said. It's the difference between just praying about it and then just thinking it's gonna happen out the sky and making it happen. Like,
you gotta build it in order for it to get blessed.
You gotta make it happen, bro. For real. But
that's the success. The success ain't when you make it. The success is when you grind it.
When you grind for it, because it's like,
it feels so much better when you make it.
Because you know it's like, because everybody already gonna see. They only gonna see once you get there. Then they gonna, oh dang, he really getting to it. He must have had luck, or he must be the chosen one. And then it's like, bro, God creates everyone equal. You don't come out the womb and he just say, oh, you can do it, but you can't. Yeah. He can do it, but she can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why it's crazy people actually think that. Like, people think people are, oh, he just got it. He just made it like that. Like, no, they bust their ass and made some shit happen for them. But you got to put that into your perspective and really think, like, who are they to be, you know, why can't you do that? Why can't you be on that level? But, you know, you listen to the outside sources that tell you that you can't, and you really start to believe it, you know? So that's kind of what I feel is the curse, or what's the problem is right now. It's like everybody feels like other people are entitled to stuff for some certain reason, like they were just blessed with it, and other people can't be blessed with it. It's like, no, you gotta work and be able to show God that you're worthy, and he can trust you with what you're trying to do before he can start blessing you with it. He's not just gonna put it out the sky, because you ain't gonna know what to do with it.
And you don't. Some people don't even know, you know, what their purpose is to even have that beginning step to even start to get those blessings. You know,
and it's like that's just what I learned a lot, bro. And just, it's like you say, bro. Like, everybody, everybody's worthy of whatever it is that they want to do in life. Everybody's worthy. But it's just, you have to believe, are you worthy yourself? Are you really worthy? Do you feel in your heart you really worthy of doing this? Or is it you just telling yourself this because that's what everybody else doing, and they telling themselves and saying they want to be positive vibes only because that's what everybody posting. But are you really having positive vibes around you? Are you really preaching that you only want positivity, meaning that you're not really with the negativity, or is it just a fad or a thing right now? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you gotta really think about that and process that and just really think about what it is you believe in and what you think you believing in because of whatever it is you've been taught or whatever it is you've been, I guess, so-called educated on without even looking into it yourself. So
you gotta, everybody's worthy. You just gotta prove that you worthy enough. You know what I'm saying? People don't prove that they worthy, so they feel unworthy. You know, listening to, just as you said, outside sources that has nothing to do, you know, with what they have entitled to them, because you listen to the wrong people. So if you listen to everybody that failed, of course you're gonna think you're gonna fail. But if you put yourself around the people who have success, all they talk about success, positive vibes, you know, and stuff like that, you'll start to, you know, attract those things naturally. So, you know, it's just all about the position that you put yourself in, and God will bless you.
I heard some of my times that I think I read it in a book. I forgot which book it was. It might have been a 10X rule, but it was basically saying like only people that tell you can't do stuff are people who can't do it themselves, or people who failed at it and gave up on their dreams. So then they try to tell you your dreams can't happen because they gave up on theirs. It's like you got to really think about that. Think about the people that tell you, oh, you can't do this or you got to do about it. No, it's because they can't do it. So they feel like they should tell you can't do it because they weren't capable of doing it. And then they gave up on their dreams, so they feel like you can't do yours because theirs didn't work out for them. And it's like you got to think about that and really process it and be like, okay, so especially if they haven't done it themselves, you know, it's like how can you as somebody tell me something that you give me advice on something you've never ever in your life done, but you're trying to tell me I can't do it, or you know, I can't, this is how I have to do it because you've never done it before. So now you telling me that I shouldn't do it because you haven't done it.
I always do your research on the people that you listen to. Everybody can make glitter look like gold. You know what I'm saying? But until you stick your hand in that pot and understand that it ain't gold, that's you know the wrong time. So I always know who you listening to, man. That's key. That's number one, because we living in an era of everybody instant millionaire now. I can get you 500,000, all this kind of money fast, so it's gonna look good, but everything ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch those people. You know, the false prophets and all them people like that, man. They just you know can knock you off your journey. But it's a marathon. You know, it ain't a race. You gonna have those few people that you run into. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you'll learn and start to see. You know how to maneuver from there. But you know. Try to stay away from those people, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's like you said, it's crazy, and we just about to be. I feel like in newer generations and what's up and coming in the next couple of decades and stuff like that, like our kids, what they grow up in, it's gonna be an entrepreneurial society, a society where everybody wants to, you know, own their own business and do things amongst themselves because they're gonna figure out and learn that they can educate themselves and do that themselves. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like a lot of us are still in the older mindset because of our parents and everything like that. And so a lot of us grew up listening to our parents and listening to people who grew up in that kind of era where there wasn't internet, where there wasn't iPhones, and where there wasn't electronics and technology that they can educate themselves at the palm of their hands or anything like that, where they had to work harder to get the education that they were seeking. You know, they had to go to college to get the education that they were seeking. You know, they didn't have people that were doing the things that around them that they were looking to do, and they couldn't look at it on YouTube. And
they couldn't see no further than what they grew up seeing. You get what I'm saying? And so with us, we're blessed with YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, social media,
Google, the internet period, to where anything we want to know is right in our hand. All you have to do is take the time out and use your mind and process what it actually takes to do those things and look into it and gain knowledge about it. You can do it. But like I said, a lot of our generation and us, we are still stuck in that older generation mindset because we grew up and we're so accustomed to that thinking. So now, like I said, you have to reprogram yourself into, okay, I really can figure out anything that I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I really can, but I just have to dig deep and really apply myself and not just think it's gonna happen just because I prayed about it. And this is, and you work hard at whatever it is you're doing right now. You gotta work hard at whatever your purpose is. Yeah. Because you can be a hard worker at your job, but your dreams ain't gonna come true if you're not working towards them.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I mean when I say that. Like,
and growing up on that old narrative, I think the old narrative, man, they limited themselves from all of their abilities. Mm-hmm. So now we in a new generation, we have no limits to our abilities. You can now do anything that you can express, anything that you want to do, whatever you want to do. We got people on Instagram doing crazy shit, so it's not like the old time, and they getting paid for it.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that they limited themselves though. Like I said, we just in a generation now where we have the resources. You get what I'm saying?
No, not that they limited themselves, but they was limited.
Yeah, they were limited.
Yeah, they were limited.
They were limited for sure.
Yeah, they were limited, but we not limited. Just as you were saying, we got the internet, we got Google. It's so many ways to achieve your dreams, and there's so many ways, to do the things that you want to do. You don't have the excuse as back then we were limited to these things, so we couldn't do these things. But now you don't have that excuse. Mm-hmm. So you can do whatever that you want to do. So if you're not achieving success or achieving your goals, it's because you're not putting forth the effort. You're not putting forth the work into achieving those things. So.
Yeah, I was telling my mom, bro, I was thinking about homeschooling my kids.
Man, I thought the same thing, but I want them to be social. You know what I mean?
But it's like they still gonna go outside and play in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna be able to go to the park and do that kind of stuff.
I thought about the same thing.
Like they still gonna have friends, or at least find a neighborhood where they can have friends, or if not, you know what I'm saying?
You still got youth sports.
Yeah, you still got youth sports, stuff like that. So it's like they ain't gonna just not be a kid. But I promise, and my mom was with it because she was just like, and she a teacher.
So you even got it,
And she a teacher, and she just like, yeah, bro, like yes, son, like yo, the world, the school system is built
for the working
program. It's built to program kids and put them in. Like I said, bro, think about your kid. You telling your kid they're supposed to do whatever and be a kid, live up their dreams, but we lock them in a box for 7, 8 hours of the day. You know what I'm saying?
And now that you say that, in elementary school, they used to always say, what do you want to be? A police officer, fireman, what's a doctor? There's nothing wrong with a doctor, but it was just those basic things. And if you look at the community, the society now, that's what everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's their first mind. That's what they first come to, because it was instilled in them as a child.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like programming, bro. And so, like I said, I started to just think about it. Like I said, I'm like, bro, how do the society want us as you supposed to be kids, bro? Kids have imagination. They have, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you think big as a kid. Like a kid is supposed to think like, oh, I could do this. And then, you know what I'm saying, they try stuff and then they fail. And they realize, you boxing them in, bro. You got them in a box and they listening to a teacher all day telling them everything they can't do. Don't touch this, don't touch that. Even though it's discipline, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just like, you listening to that all day, then if they tell the teacher, no, I don't want to work for nobody, and the teacher, no, you got to work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just because of now they got to do a project telling the teacher that they want to be a firefighter just because it's a part of the project. Yeah. And they don't really even want to be a firefighter just because that's what all their friends want to be around them. So then I want to be cool too, so let me just say I want to be a firefighter instead of actually living up to their imagination and thinking like,
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to go. Then when I'm gonna let them, if they tell me that, hey, I want to go to school, okay, I'll let you go to school. But I'm gonna let that be your choice. Like,
yeah, I like the thought of homeschooling, man, because I don't want that to happen to my kids. I was blessed enough to at a young age to not even to really care about school from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because it programmed. Just as you saying, it was programming. I wouldn't say bad at school, but I didn't like school because I didn't like being, told specifically what to do, when to go to school at a certain time. That's just bogus.
They programming you for work, bro.
Exactly. But I mean, that's a gift and a curse with the time thing because you always want to be on time and stuff. But they are programming you for the 9 to 5 life because that's where you go to school. Not 9 to 5, but I'm on them hours, man. I got
Then I start to think about it, and they like, oh, I want them to be social. Hell, half the people you knew from elementary, y'all don't even talk now. So it's just like, yeah, you can still be cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, whatever neighborhood, like you say, you still gonna have team activity, you still gonna have little league sports.
Sports is where they gonna get that camaraderie anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nah, that's.
I just believe. I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm like, that shit really like, damn near like programming you to get ready to go to work. Like every day you waking up at this morning, get brushing your teeth, putting on your clothes, get your backpack, get ready for the bus.
And then they learn it through experience. Now they ain't just been homeschooled at the house all day. They might be out with you on deals, doing the things. They just learn the life experiences, and that's better than a book could teach you. Books get outdated.
Yeah, and you could let them actually pursue stuff that they entertain in and want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's just a phase for them, let them live out their imagination because whatever it is, really might be their passion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we can't limit our children and tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a phone call. We can't limit our kids and tell them that. You know what I'm saying? And then they can't even turn out and then end up not even living up to. Not even living up to their dreams, but. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know, bro. And then, like I said, you got somebody else basically coaching your child while you at work. I mean, a lot of it is because you at work as a parent and you gotta have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, if I'm trying to own my business, I'm gonna homeschool my kids.
Because you had that freedom. You had that time to do what you want because your money working for you.
I'm homeschooling.
But, a lot of people don't have that opportunity. You're not financially free. You just can't do that because you just can't sit at home. Unless you just got the opportunity, you got the job where you could, make money from home or whatever it is.
That play a big factor too, like you say. But then again, like you said, that's those sacrifices you gotta make.
Yeah, we're making them earlier.
Yeah,
we don't got kids yet, so we got the opportunity
that's
to do
sacrifice.
that.
You gotta say, look, I gotta do this so my kid don't gotta go to school and I can teach them these things themselves and show them you don't gotta go.
But I hated going to school,
And then they try to tell you that they try to base your intelligence off of
school,
the stuff you're not even entertained in or interested in. Like, yeah, some people learn on a different level. Some people don't comprehend as like others do. But a lot of it is you not being entertained or interested in whatever it is that they're talking about.
School is memorization. It just help you memorize stuff.
It helps you, especially, like I said, you especially elementary school and all of that.
In the early days, your brain fresh.
While you trying to just process and learn how to do stuff, yeah, you need that. I would say.
Because at 5 years old, that's when you start kindergarten. And at 5 years old, that's when the kids start to process things. Mm-hmm. And so just think about it. You start school at 5, that's when you start processing. Mm-hmm. They get you right, with a fresh brain.
Yeah, that's about all you learn. But other than that, but like I said, I could still.
I mean, you gonna be a doctor or something, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But anything else other than a doctor, criminal justice, anything to. The normals.
And then, like I said, a lot of kids, and then, like I said, it's all go back to technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our kids don't know how to do stuff on with technology that we not gonna know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people always try to, man, don't get your kid hooked on that technology, though. Why not? Shit, that's gonna be the future. Technology, bro. Everything is gonna be computer-based, computerized. So you better learn how to get with it, get with what's finna happen. Like, learn how to do some of the functions and stuff for computers, and let your kids learn that, because that might be something they really interested in. That could, you know what I'm saying?
Take that motherfucker apart, make it better.
Yeah,
Come
you know
on,
what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I know for sure there was a lot of stuff I used to do, like, bro, when I used to skateboard and stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I used to take a whole skateboard apart, put that whole back together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take the bearings out that hole, put that whole, like, bro, I used to do all that shit, bro. Like, you can learn so much, and that was just off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Imagine now when a kid really want to learn some stuff and take, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's,
who's to know by that at that time the amount of resources will be at that point.
Yeah, we weren't even aware, and we, like I said, we had our parents telling us not to get into technology because they never had technology. So they holding cell phones back from us. They telling us not to use iPads and telling babies not to use iPads and stuff because they didn't know, because they go, whoa, what the hell is this? They ain't never know.
Well, get off that. You don't need to be doing all that. You need to go outside.
Yeah, type shit. Just because they ain't never had no technology before. So then they trying to tell us not to use the technology. But at the end of the day, this is where the future is going. We need to be trying to figure out as much about technology and how to use it as we can. Because that's going to take whatever you're trying to do to the next level. Technology, whether it be Instagram, social media, whatever. Figure it out.
Speaking of technology, bro, that's damn near what I do, bro. Like, make money from the phone, that's technology. Mm-hmm. You didn't always have that access to make money from your phone. You know what I'm saying? And just think about it now. Think about it in the future. You know what I'm saying? There ain't gonna be too many physical currencies. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be digital currency. It's all gonna be digital, and I'm just catching the forefront now. That way, when my kids, come up at that point, it's nothing but digital, and I've been doing it for so long. It can only get progressing to it, but that's just one thing with technology. There's so much shit with technology. They got robots now. Robots that look like us. Like it's a new world. You go to the grocery store. You got self-serving lines, you know what I'm saying? You don't really got too many physical employees there.
Think about it, bro. Got jobs finna start wearing away, bro. It's everything. They're not finna need people no more. They finna have technology to do everything that they need people in warehouses and operation businesses to do, bro.
They got robotic trucks. They don't need no drivers. Self-driving trucks now.
Yeah.
I seen Walmart looking into that.
It's evolving, bro. And so even with real estate, like it's so easy now because of the technology. You have softwares that make it easy for you to look stuff up, and you got, you know what I'm saying, other softwares and technology and platforms that make it simple for you to look up somebody's address and find their number and who everybody in their family number if you need to. You know what I'm saying? But that's all comes with technology and what it's evolving into, what the whole world is about to become once, you know what I'm saying, our parents' generation is no longer here, and it's just, you know what I'm saying, our generation. We literally the first generation with full-fledged technology, you know what I'm saying?
And you can see the technology in real estate when you go look at these skyscrapers, when you go look at these different kind of buildings. When you walk in there, I seen one building, you walk in there, it was just like a metal scanner, like for the job. You didn't even have to swipe the thing. It was just, you just walk through it and it's just automatic. I don't know how they did the shit, but you know what I'm saying? They don't. At one point they had them little, them little turning things, the little metal motherfuckers. I'm just looking at that like, damn, the world we living in, bro. I'm seeing shit on, I'm in the cars and shit. So like on YouTube, they got flying cars and shit. The shit just not legal. I just seen them motherfucker in Dubai take off on a jetpack, flying in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this shit like, bro, I ain't even know this shit was possible. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the forefront of technology, but I can see I'm well behind on the technological advances that's already been happening. From 2000, what do you want to say? When
1998, 1999.
Yeah, until now.
When we had AOL, dial-up.
And I just know the basics because I've been in school and doing all these things. You know what I'm saying? I just know what the school still had them compact computers, and shit like that. I didn't even know it was a flat screen. It was flat screens out way before that. You know what I'm saying?
I remember having to take the phone plug out the wall and run the phone from the computer to the phone to the wall, playing Carmen Sandiego and shit.
And just look at the PlayStation, bro. The PS2, I remember that. I had the PlayStation 1. That motherfucker was great. And look at the PS4. I got YouTube on there now. At first, Well, it was, man.
Niggas ain't gonna need cable no more. Cable finna go away.
Everything. YouTube even got TV now. You know, you got Amazon. Amazon got TV now. It's
just like Apple.
Apple got TV.
They done took out CDs. Cars don't even come with CD players no more
because they got Bluetooth.
Yep. Everything technology. So.
I remember when the first iPhone came out, the first touchscreen phone came out. Really, I remember when first touchscreen phone. I was like, damn, we got touchscreen phones now. The G1.
I had that.
Yeah, the G1. I was like, damn, you look at that big motherfucker, then you just go back and look at how slim the phones they got. You got FaceTime now. Like it's just, man, it's just amazing what technology could do. And you know, you always want to be technological advanced. That's why you always gotta, you know, get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever just be like, oh, I don't know what that is. No, figure out what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got a camera, I didn't know what the fuck to do with the camera, but I figured it out because I knew all the things that you could do with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just, man, yeah, man, technology.
Yeah,
that's one of the big things, you know, I want to get into.
But yeah, man, I know we just, like I said, we just having conversation, bro. Doing a little recapping and just talking about, you know,
life in general.
This life, bro. Like I said, we having our little conversation. I know we're going into March. And I know you said you like to plan long-term goals, but what's your monthly March goal that you have? See.
Oh man. My monthly March goals is to keep making a deposit. I'm finna move out. So to keep making a deposit towards moving out, because you know, I hold all my money in my Forex account, so I don't really just leave it in my account. Because you know, I let them earn my money, but you know, I'm starting to deposit, you know, more money now, and getting closer and closer to moving out. So you know, by March, it's a financial goal. You know, I want to be at a certain amount. You know, so that by that way, you know, I could be, you know, when I want to move out, I'm not, you know, behind. I want to be right on track or ahead. So you know, that's more so this month. But I gotta stay consistent. I gotta stay disciplined, and I gotta be hungry, you know, and humble at the same time. Because without those things, I'm not going to achieve that goal. So you know, and then you know, spending my money more wisely. Yep. You know, saving. You know, because the fool spends gold comes less to him. So you know, I just try to keep my books, keep the change. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta think long term. When I do get money, I can't just be spending like this. But if I'm spending like this now and expect not to spend like that. When I do get the money, I'm a fool. So, you know, I'm just doing it at an early age. So that way, when I do get the money, I'm fumble the bag. I'm ready for it. So, yep. That's my March goals.
That's what it comes to, though. God ain't going to bless you till He know you're ready for it anyway. And that's when the checks going to start coming. You start thinking about it and understanding how to process money and what it really do for you. But my goal, man, for this March is to just keep, like I said, progressing slowly. Just stay consistent in whatever in my reading. I'm trying to start reading an hour a day. So that's my March goal, to read an hour a day, every day, instead of, you know, just having one chapter. Or because sometimes I read a chapter now in like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. So now I'm trying to do, you know, a whole hour reading a day, and however long that takes. And then just keep progressing in my real estate business. I'm trying to at least, like I say, lock up 2 properties in order to close this month. At least at minimum. 5.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same shit. You want to be conservative? Nah, just fuck it, bro. Yeah.
I'm trying to do at least 5 for the month, bro. Like I said, and then we're going to do 5. Like I said, under contract, like signed.
Yeah.
5.
Still delivered.
Yeah, however long they take to close, hopefully that'll be April. Then by my birthday, I'd have been closed at least 6, 7 deals for the year.
Probably do 10 by your birthday.
For the birthday, but.
Oh yeah, another thing, I gotta get more healthier. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Eating healthier. Going to work out, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get back to doing that.
I just slipped off of that. That was one of the things I slipped off of from January. January, I went hard in the gym. And in February, I started realizing I wasn't going hard enough in my business. So I was just like,
So anybody
start going hard in my business and I stop going so hard in the gym, which I need to.
need balance. You need balance for sure. So if you got a meal plan, you know, holler at your boy richforeverjp on Instagram. I'm trying to get that, you know, I'm trying to get that right again. You know, health is wealth. You know, I don't want to be what I don't want to have all this wealth and spending it on doctor bills and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's defeating the whole purpose. You know what I'm saying? I want to be healthy. I'm looking at Grant Cardone, this motherfucker 60. I thought he was like 50 something. Mm-hmm. And they say white don't crack, but shit, when you got that money, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, I gotta get back on a healthy diet, man. That goes the distance. So
That's for sure, man. But you know, man, we want to keep this episode too long. You got anything else, man? You wanna?
Nah, man, stay on your grind, stay 10 toes down, don't give up. Yeah. You much farther than where you started. So
we stay consistent, man. Consistency is the key. So that's why, you know, I don't even know how many. I don't even be looking at the views. So
I don't care about the views because I know.
But and leave us some comments though. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know, you know, how y'all feel about it. If y'all like the content, if you don't, we don't care. But I still want to know. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the content get better, you know, as you see us get better. Now we just documenting the personal development thing. Week by week, baby,
so we can talk about it later and be like, look how far we came.
We gonna be rich forever.
JP.
Know that.
Alright, this episode 7? Hustlerz Ambition Podcast. Get a page or follow at the Hustlerz Ambition Podcast on Instagram. Give me a follow, Dealing with Douglas. If you're in the real estate investing, hit me up. We can talk real estate. We can go all day long. If y'all just want to talk, period, hit me up. You know, I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, you know.
My boy JP.
DM me. You want to holler at me about Forex, you know, digital currency side. You know, I ain't gonna really talk too much on video about that, but, you know, just DM me. We can talk a little more so we get you, you know,
for sure.
A little more bread in your pocket.
For sure. This is episode 7 of the Hustlerz Ambition Podcast. And we out. See you next week.
Yes, sir.